Testing.
Hey, Doug, welcome. Can you hear us?
Hey, Bobby. I can. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Are you on campus today, or are you at work?
No, at home. Campus is shut down.
Oh, are the students still going to be there?
The students are all going to be online.
Okay,
Yep.
I
So the
figured
way
that.
we're running this is I'm going to run the technology. Rob Bostrom's going to do the moderation. And the partners are all going to be here. And then the students are all going to be on YouTube Live. So this is going to be streamed from here to YouTube, because if you have 150 students on this WebEx, it's pretty hard to manage everybody and muting the microphones and everything. So,
Yeah,
we're kind of streaming this to YouTube, and then if students have any questions, they'll put it in the comments in the YouTube Live, and then that'll get relayed here, and then Rob, the moderator, can basically ask you those questions.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Welcome, Mary.
Hello, I just got off of the sales competition and I'm trying to find the list of questions that we were to go over to be prepared for. And I know I saw it this morning and now I can't find it. So
I will try to find that for you.
I have it too. I can probably.
Because I've been working with Dan, but I didn't know if that came from Andy.
It did come from Andy as well as Jimmy at some point.
Okay.
I will find that for you in just a second here.
Oh yeah, I don't have anything from Jimmy, just the career fair. Okay.
Hello.
Hi there.
I'm going full AM radio for this since I'm going to be kind of leading the panel.
You sound good.
Why, thank you.
Sound like a
Very, very good radio voice. I love it. I found the
Yeah.
questions. I'm good. I'm
Oh,
just
you
gonna peek.
found it? Okay.
Yep, I'm just gonna
No
peek at them real
worries.
Yeah. Well, and the questions, that's just a way to kind of get us started. As long as we're, saying interesting things that help students learn stuff. Check here now. And my original plan, like a lot of people's original plan, was that I was going to be going to campus today, but I've got a student who will be texting me stuff. Of course, when I expected to be seeing stuff from him, I'm seeing 6 different texts from other people. So
Randy, welcome. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Great, great. So just as an FYI, the live stream has started, so we are on the internet.
so exciting.
Interesting.
Rob, for some reason you're very blurred on my end. I don't know if that's the same for everybody.
My face or just the
Yeah.
background?
Your whole video.
Overall video.
It's weird. Okay, I set
It's not a
the
big deal.
blurred background. I wasn't trying to blur my
I don't know if
face.
is there a fan going above your head? Is that what
There is.
I don't know if
There is
that-
a ceiling fan.
I don't know if that's it, but
That might be doing the trick with the focusing. So if you try to cut it out of your, so if you,
Okay.
it's fine for now, Rob. It's fine.
yeah, I can see it fine.
Okay. I can change the background maybe if that helps at all. There you go.
Bobby,
Pavan,
can
you're in
you
the
hear
same
us?
place.
Looks good. Avery, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, Avery. So you'll be kicking it off with some basic announcements first, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then I shared the slides with you for today.
Yep, I got those.
Perfect.
Locked and loaded. Jim, welcome.
Why, thank you, Pavan. Nice to see you again.
Again, yep. Beth, welcome. Chanel, welcome. Can you hear us?
I can. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I think Elizabeth was here. Just a second. Oh, Elizabeth, can you hear us?
She's muted right now, so I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't know if she's able to hear us.
Yeah. But I see her on the list, so. Get that. Good panel.
Tim, welcome again.
Thank you. Hello, everyone else.
Howdy. Enjoying the weather?
Yeah, beautiful. Just staying home. Haven't been out too much.
I was about to leave the house when my wife came back from campus, and she was like, "Don't even bother."
Yeah. No, it's not nice out there.
No.
Elizabeth, can you hear us? I don't think she can hear us yet.
Maybe if Elizabeth can hear us, maybe she should chat. I don't
I
know.
can hear you now. Hi.
Aha,
How are
there
you?
we are.
Okay.
There we
Sorry,
go.
technical difficulties. I'm used to being on my iPad and not my desktop at home. So the weather has made it an interesting day, I'm sure. You know what I'm talking about being in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it from just looking, from inside the house all day. I have not actually tried to leave, nor will I.
All right. I think we can kick it off in a minute. Everybody seems to be here. Well, welcome everyone. I am recording this session so we can share it with some of our other students. So before we formally kick off our retail marketing and sales certificate, Avery has some basic housekeeping to do with regards to AMA and some of her announcements. Avery?
Yes, hello everybody, welcome. Thank you to PSE for co-sponsoring this retail certificate with us today. Pavan, if you want to head to the next slide, I'll be really quick with my update so we can get into it. So next week, we're going to do a fun meeting to kind of break up some of these certificate days and career fairs. So we'll be doing a Shark Tank competition at 4 p.m., hopefully in Timmerman next week. I'm sure the weather will be better. So we have that coming up. And then our general members of the week, if we were in person, I'd have a little AMA merch item for you guys. We're gonna have to wait for next week, but from Social Impact, Ellie Grundon did a great job helping find new businesses for the Pro Bono Marketing Week that we participate in. And on the CMU side of things, Gavin Migdal was a huge help on the AMA Milwaukee account, doing a lot of analytical digging for us. So we really appreciate these new members getting involved. And then today's retail certificate. We have Coles, Tom James, Steinhoffel's Enterprise, and Sherwin-Williams. So I will hand it off to Rob for the rest of it.
Thank you very much, Avery. Today, I'm excited, proud, and honored to be a part again of the Retail Certificate Program. And here as the faculty advisor for PSE, this is our chance to kind of partner with AMA on one of these. And it's a great event. We've done this before. I'm excited to be here. And we've got some wonderful folks on the panel. So I really want to I want to thank everybody, every member of the panel today for being a part of this. This is a great event for the students, and I'm sure that they're going to be learning a lot from it. So at this point, I'd like to pass it around to each of the companies, and with each company, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're doing, and maybe a little bit about some of the opportunities that might be available at your firms.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Doug Radel. I'm the Talent Acquisition Manager in Wisconsin. Personally, I've been with the company since college, been with the company for 25 years. I started in our management training program and worked my way up through the ranks in that area. And then I was an area manager for 10 years. And now I'm the Talent Acquisition Manager in Wisconsin. So I do a lot of the recruiting efforts and come out and meet a lot of you at the career fair. So Enterprise, obviously, we rent vehicles. We're the largest transportation company in the world. We own and operate Alamo National and Enterprise brands. And currently, right now, we are looking for interns this summer. So we still have our summer internship. We hire a lot of Whitewater students from. So if you're interested in that, and we also have our management training position for those who have their bachelor's degree. Also, we have business lines, car sales, truck rental, car share. We have a variety of opportunities, and we're going to teach you how to run a business and from the ground up, sales, customer marketing. So everything that you do, you're going to be able to put to use, and you're not going to be bored, and you're going to do a variety of tasks. And yeah, that's really about it for now.
Okay, great. Now the Coles team.
All right, so my name is Chanel Horton. I'm here also with Beth Garcia. I am the store manager from our Southwest Waukesha location. I've been with Kohl's for a little bit over 5 years. I actually started off in the assistant store manager role and was internally promoted after being in that role for about 1.5 years to our Southwest Waukesha location, which is where I've been for almost 4 years now. At Kohl's, we are focused on driving a bottom line self-growth. So we have over 1,100 stores in 49 different states. We focus on how we can inspire and empower our customers to live a fulfilling life. We also do a ton of work when it comes down to building relationships with both our customers and our communities. At our company, we have over 16 BRG groups that represent our associates and how we bring diversity, equality, and inclusion within our work-life balance. And some of those groups, to name a few, would be our women's business resource groups, our Black professional, as well as our Hispanic and E-Latino. Right now, what we are looking for this summer is we still have openings within both our internships and our MIT programs. So from an internship perspective, you typically will be placed within a fair driving distance from wherever you're going to be at home for the summer. Typically takes place in the summer of your junior year. And for our manager and training program, that is post-graduation, and that is a 12-week program that's actually a real job that places you in a store after those couple months.
Good stuff. All right, Steinhoffels, please.
Okay, I'll go. I'm here with Jim Sargent today. We work with Steinhoffels. We're based here in southeastern Wisconsin, have stores in both Wisconsin and Illinois. Nationally, we're a top 50 furniture company, and we do have sales internships available this summer. We still have a few spots left that we're looking to fill. It's really sales focused. You'll get a lot of skills. We kind of say backpack to briefcase. When you're done with the internship at the end of the summer, you're going to have some real live sales experience. And you'll start building those professional relationships that can work for you, down the road in the future as you're getting out of school. And if you've been to some of the events this year, maybe you met Travis. Travis is a former intern, went to school at Whitewater, and is working on our commercial sales division. So if you had a chance to meet him, he had a great experience with us, and we're looking, like I said, for a few more people this summer.
Good stuff.
Hi, I'm Brandy with Tom James. I am a sales professional myself out of the Chicago office. Been with the company a little over 5 years. We are actually an outside sales company. So our product is custom clothing. We're actually the largest custom clothing company in the world, but we are B2C. So we actually go directly to our clients in their homes or offices to kind of help take care of their wardrobes. And then it's a very like entrepreneur mindset where everyone builds their clientele from the ground up when they start. We do have an office in every major city around the US. So when it comes to like job openings and internships, we don't have any set time periods that we hire. We're always hiring if we have a good training team set for that office. So depending on where you want to be after graduation, we probably have a location there. And then for summer internships, we do have some openings still. Some are closed. They're all on our career site though. And then come next year, we'll also have like a spring semester and fall semester internship as well.
Good deal. All right. Sherwin-Williams, please.
All right, we are going to cover the earth here with color. Yes, I've been with Sherwin-Williams 26 years, right out of college. Really what attracted me, what attracts many students to our organization is our sales mindset of in our locations. It's really your business, and you manage the business as if it is your own. I wore many hats within the company, from sales and marketing, manager, trainee, and in the stores as a manager, then a sales rep outside the field, in the field. I've been a district manager, sales manager, city manager, and now I am a sales manager in the Madison location. And we are always looking for talent that want to join our bench. We really focus on 80% wholesale, 20% retail of the DIY customers coming in our stores. And we do our MTP training is really in depth with the sales and marketing tools needed for you to manage your own store. So we're always looking for manager and trainees. Internships, we still do have some open locations within Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, even outside of Wisconsin. As we work with many other districts for needs of interns that want to go home to complete that. So really looking forward to this, to be able to share more of how we can show the value that we do bring to our customers and yourself. So thank you.
Fantastic. All right.
I think now we're at our panel discussion stage. So I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Great. And then just as an FYI, we have about 185 students watching this live at this point in time.
Oh, wow.
So Rob, take it away.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, now for those of you who've been a part of this when we've done this live and in person, what I've usually done is I've asked a question and then we've gone down a physical row of human beings that are actually in one room. We're not going to be able to do that this time. So I'm thinking that the best way to handle this is when we ask questions, we'll just use the same order each time. So Enterprise, Coles, Steinhoffels, Tom James, and then Sherwin-Williams, just to kind of keep it kind of organized there. And I will, let me just pull up my magical list of questions. For those of you who've been on the panel before, some of these might sound kind of familiar. To kick things off, let me talk a little bit about what retail is from my perspective as somebody who's been teaching the retail management class here at Whitewater for a while. Gosh, I don't know, like 8 years, 9 years, something like that. Additionally, prior to that, before I got into academia, I worked for 3 years at Crate and Barrel. And at Crate and Barrel, we had stores and we had a website and we had catalogs, and all of that was a form of retail. We were reaching out to those end consumers. And so what we see here is a great panel that shows a nice mix of different kinds of companies that are taking different approaches to sell different things to those end consumers. And so that's one thing that you might not think about when you think about retail, is that it's varied. So I'm going to kick it off with this initial question. How did you end up working in retail and selling things to these end consumers in the company that you're in, using the channels that you do? And
With enterprise, actually, I had actually had a degree in education. I thought I wanted to be a teacher, right? But I found out that's not the avenue I wanted to go. And a friend of mine worked for the company, and my first reaction was, why did I go to college to rent vehicles, right? That's not what I went to college for. And when I went in and did the interview and observed, I realized very quickly that it was a business that you can move up quickly. And so it happened by chance. And very quickly, I realized I'm a competitive person. I love working directly with one-on-one with people. And I love the culture of enterprise and what it has and how you can move up. So um, it's a lot more than renting vehicles, like all of us here. It's a lot more than furniture. It's a lot more than paint. There's a lot of things that we do to allow our employees to move up quickly, and it's a great training program. So how I worked in it, ended up was by chance, and realized very quickly that I loved the interaction with people.
all right, good deal. Cole's team. No, if you both want to take a whack at it, or
Yeah, I think me and Chanel are gonna flip flop on questions so that we don't eat up all the time. So Chanel has a very different story than I do. So I actually am gonna have Chanel take this one just because to see what she got into. I came right out of mine, and I'm gonna have to excuse myself just for a second with the weather. We have some stores closing. So I just have to deal with a couple
I'm
of
not
different
surprised.
closures right now. So I'm Chanel take some of these questions coming up. So Chanel, take it away.
All right, thank you. So, my journey in retail, similar to you guys, was that it wasn't my first job of choice. I was in college and was looking to make some extra cash and say, hey, why not find a job so I can stop bugging my parents? So I took the advantage to, pursue what I considered was going to be a job for me and ultimately turned into a career. So I've been in retail now for 17 years, starting off in an entry role, and I just said, hey, just want to make some money here, and then I felt myself being more challenged, and I was excited for the challenge, and I finished school, and it was like, well, what's next? And I was like, well, this feels comfortable, and just continue to pursue that journey. What most excited me from a retail perspective was that a lot of people talk about, the work-life balance, which is amazing. I get a chance to have that flexibility from where I can have a day off during the week if I need it. I'm not committed to every single weekend. If I need to have a later start, I can, and I'm not penalized for it. But the biggest thing was just the financial growth that you see within it. So for me, once I found out that as a store manager, I can make up to six figures in my role, I said, why not? So I stuck within a retail field because I seen the potential for the flexibility from a work-life perspective, as well as how I can continue to gain financial growth.
all right, great. And next up, Steinhoff. I don't know who wants to take that one, or
Um,
I'll go. I didn't get to go last time.
all right.
So anyway, my name is Tim Sargent, and I am a district manager for Steinhoffels. The way I got into retail was kind of by accident. It was one of those things that I was in college and I took a job selling and found out I wasn't so bad at it. And from there, I just decided that that's what I wanted to do. So I had started peddling small electronics at a young age. Um, Over the years, I found that there was actually a career to be had. And I started out actually in an electronics industry, which is very long hours and can have a different type of an environment. I will tell you one of the things about Steinhoffels that I have found with furniture is a really nice work-life balance. And at the same time, I have found that the company that I am with, and so that not to go for all furniture, but the company that I personally am with allows me to have an opinion and allows me to be noticed. It's not being a number. It's not being, when you walk through the office, you're an actual name. The company has continued to grow. I mean, we're not going to ever be like Kohl's. It's 49 states is impressive. But at the same time, I find that we are growing, which is exciting, and you can keep going. But we've managed to keep the family values. And I think that that's been really, really important as we go through. So as I look at it, if I was looking for a career, then some of the things that I'd be looking for, because truly we're all retailers, and unfortunately we get a bad rap. It's out there that retail is long hours and not much money, and and then hear a bunch of us say that's not true. And I would tell you that with Steinapfels, what I was able to find is, I mean, our stores close at 7 o'clock. Our average full-time individual doesn't even work 40 hours, and people know their name. We've kept that family feel, and that I think is A, one of the reasons I stay, but B, one of the reasons I would actually look it up for career advancement or even career placement if I was a student.
Good deal. All right. Thank you very much. And moving on to Tom James then. Brandy?
Awesome. How did I end up working in retail? I've been in retail kind of my entire life. My dad owns a family shoe store, and then I worked department store in college too. But Tom James, I just ended up here because of good timing. I didn't even know something like a custom clothier existed until a recruiter from my own campus reached out to me. So I love that you guys have these connections. Reason I stayed though with Tom James, like I said, it is outside sales, which I really, really liked. I just knew from my personality, I would not be able to be in an office all day. So I love that all my days are different. I get to go out in the field every day and see my clients and work with them and kind of build those relationships as well. Like today, for example, I saw 5 clients, and the majority of the time we just talked about life and family and whatnot, and it closed for maybe 5-10 minutes. So I just like the opportunity presented to build relationships and help people out with their wardrobes as well. And then at least with our company, I never thought I was going to be a very good salesperson in college either. I heard one of you say you didn't think sales was for you either. But I'm actually going through leadership in the company too. So I am building my clientele, but I'm actually training other individuals to help build their clientele too.
Good deal. All right. And Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah, so much like Brandy, I did not see myself in sales either. I was marketing and really loved advertising because that was my creativity in college. But in joining Sherwin-Williams, I think what I really enjoyed the most was fast paced. You're never doing the same thing every day, and you're always talking and seeing different people. All walks of life come in. They share their successes, their family situations, and then they want to color their world, and we're there to help and guide them. And I think that's our biggest takeaway is we're here to help. And knowing that we have wholesale customers that are outside working on projects, and then we have customers that come in, we're able to, we're invited to go see their projects that they are very proud of, and that's our high, is we're able to go in and do that and see that with them. There's just many different things you do during the day, very fast paced. Our stores are smaller scale, so our square footage could be anywhere from 2,500 to 5,000 square feet. Our store size is anywhere from 3 people up to 10 people. So we're really able to work the hours. That has never really been a concern. We backed our hours we backed our hours back, but the time that people need us the most is after their workday, which is 5 o'clock. So that's a little bit of our challenge is how do we still stay open to help our employees to have a good life balance. We call it blend actually. So they can enjoy their time after work, but yet still be there for our customers at the end of the day.
Okay, great. As we were going through this, after Doug had mentioned the idea of uh, thinking about being a teacher and not going into that field, it reminded me of somebody I knew at Crate and Barrel. She had gone to college to be a teacher, and she got out and she was teaching um, some kind of grade school. I don't remember the details of that. But then during summers, she would work at Crate and Barrel, and this was early on in the company's history, and she really enjoyed it, and the company was growing. And after about 5 years of working summers, she suddenly realized, wait a second, I'm having a whole lot more fun working at Crate and Barrel than I am teaching these little rugrats. And so she ended up working full time at Crate and Barrel. And when I left, she was the senior executive vice president of retail operations for the company. She, you know, made one heck of a career out of it. So sometimes fantastic careers start in retail when people aren't really thinking retail initially. So, so on to the next question. What does the day in the life of the day in the life of your new hires look like?
Yeah, at Enterprise, the new hires come into our state headquarters for the first day and we do an orientation. But a day in the life, you know, those first few weeks are just going to be a lot overwhelming, like it is for any position. I always tell everyone, you know, ask a lot of questions. We all started as a management trainee. You know, don't think you can ask. There's a lot. There's a lot. It's fast paced. It's fun. It's competitive. It's crazy. But you're going to be paired up with a mentor. We call it a training buddy, where they're going to, you know, shadow them for a little while, but get to know, you know, our customer service and start learning a little bit more about our sales. You're going to be doing a one-on-one with your area manager. They'll take you to lunch. The branch manager will take you to lunch. So we have a really good onboarding program, and to make sure that people that do come in get a good feel for the position. And so that first couple weeks is going to be a lot to learn. It's very structured. We have a 28-week training program where we want you to sit down with your manager each week before they complete our management training program. And so we just ask, hey, be patient. Everyone learns at different levels, and it's going to be a lot to learn. But then we also bring them in for 3 leadership development trainings throughout that 28-week period.
Good deal.
Okay, I'll talk about Kohl's, and I'll kind of go more towards our internship program. So it's an 8-week program. I would tell you the first week is really just you understanding the lay of the land. So meeting a lot of the people. We have a lot of computer-based training that you do within your first couple of weeks, but it's really more about meeting the people within the organization. So that's kind of your first couple of days. It's spending time with the management team. You get to know your store manager. You hang out with the management team. You kind of shadow the management team and everything that they do. But a lot of the 8-week program is that you just learning about our culture and understanding the different roles. So we think, you know, how are you supposed to lead and manage people if you don't even know what their function or what their job duties and responsibilities are? So that's really what the internship program is a taste of understanding what each and every person's role is within the store. And then the last 4 weeks is really more geared towards the management end of it. So it's more of, you know, hosting different meetings and being able to be a part of the management team, and how do you engage and lead others on different projects throughout the store. I will tell you that none of our programs, no internship is the same, because it really depends on your store and who you're partnered with. So we try to put you with a great store manager and a great team. But I've had some interns that have gone through even things of a flood, to, you know, different HR issues, to walking with the CEO of the company. So sky's the limit from the internship opportunity, but definitely a hands-on internship experience with us.
Well, there you go. Yeah, real world is sometimes a little unpredictable. So a flood would be unpredictable. There you go. All right. Moving on.
Probably remember that internship.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. So did you want to take over there, Tim, or
Sure.
since we got a
Uh,
shot at it last time?
Sure. So with our internship, you know, what the first days look like is, you know, like Doug said, a lot of information for that first week. We really work individually with new hires as they come on for the first 40 hours, and really concentrate on delivering culture, point of sale, and some product knowledge to the new hires as they're coming in. Once you get out of that first 5-day period, Then you're working with a kind of like a shadow person, maybe for a day, day and a half. And then you're live out on the floor working with customers and working with the leadership team at your home store. So, for a new hire outside of the internship program, and then I'll talk a little bit about the internship at the same time, that next 90 days, you're really focusing on vendors and specific furniture that we carry in the store as the representatives are coming through and training with those individuals to further increase your knowledge of the furniture. For the interns, once you get done and you're out on the floor, we spend about 30% of that internship time is spent with corporate activities, learning other parts of the business, pulling you off the sales floor. So, maybe you come in and sales long-term isn't what you're looking for. We try to give you if you're interested in buying some exposure to merchandising, maybe if it's HR or accounting or something, we'll give you exposure to those different departments, or logistics, or, distribution center. We try to give you some time with those different departments so you can learn everything about the business. Spend a half day one-on-one with our CEO, Andrew Steinoffel. So we try to expose you to the entire company. So, most interns are going back to school then in the fall, but we want you to have a great experience. And really, like I said in the beginning, it's really sales focused. We want you to get, a great exposure to that so you can make a decision long term. And hopefully, if you decide that's something that you want to do, you want to come back and work with Steinoffels.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Brandy?
All right. For new partners, day in the life, actually what almost all of us salespeople do, we have morning meetings Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays just to get information from the company, some product knowledge, and so on. From around like 8:30 a.m. to 3, everyone's out in the field running their business. They're seeing their new clients, they're doing fittings, they're doing alterations that they need to be, prospecting, you name it. Then everyone is back in office from 3 to 5 to all like dial the phone together. So kind of like some office support there while you're booking up the rest of the week. When it comes to specifically for new partners, we have 2 full months of full training. So what that looks like, there's a lot at the beginning, just like multiple of you guys have said, a lot of Zoom call training. We teach you how to prospect, how to phone call, and so on. But every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are actually out in the field with someone from your training team, going to see their clients and getting referrals from their clients. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have continuous training for those first 2 months. And then after that, you're actually out selling by yourself, but you still have at least 4 days throughout the month where someone actually sells for you as well. And then you always have a leader that you can always ask questions to, have one-on-ones, meetings, and so on, and then a training team for support as well. And then when it comes to the internship, you learn a lot of the same things you learn as a new partner. So we teach you how to prospect, how to phone call. It's about 4 days a week instead of the 5. And one of those days you're actually out in the field seeing people. And then as you're prospecting and booking appointments, you can earn commissions off of anything that we sell from those as well. But pretty similar to the new partner for the intern.
All right, good stuff. Mary, if you'd like to.
Yeah, so I'll start off with our manager trainee program. That is an 8-week training program within our store, working the sales floor with a training manager. The first day you would really start meeting the team that you'll be working and training in. And then district leadership kind of trickles in towards the later part of that week with some of our expectations, but also asking what are your expectations. The other thing we'll do is we do welcome kits, safety first. So we always do safety training and some best practices there. And with our onboarding program, we always love to bring in our employee resource group team members. So each team member from an employee resource group we have will speak to ways that they can be involved or they can raise their hand with things we have coming up, whether it's community events or trainings or anything for self-help within our organization. You're assigned a field rep. The field reps work outside of the store. So with that field rep, you job shadow, and then you have a job shadow day with myself and the field rep, and then you job shadow with the district manager, working the stores, what we talk about and look for how to be successful in that role. After 8 weeks, you can be placed at your store location. You complete a workbook guide, and then you go to our corporate office in Cleveland with a lot of your same new MT peers for a training hands-on for about a week, which is really a really great experience. I will go to shift to the intern program real quick, because if you become an intern with Sherwin-Williams and complete that during our summer months, you basically carved or shaved off 4 weeks of the MTP training. A lot of the internship is a mini version of our MT training program, but we also love to give the students our situations we have currently within our organization or in our stores from what we hear from our people in our employee engagement surveys. Our employee engagement surveys, and we asked for you to help solve that and give us some ideas and solutions and best practices that we can solve that within our organization. A lot of those ideas have come to life, which is great to see throughout the time I've been with Sherwin-Williams. So the great ideas come from students, fresh eyes coming in, identifying, and giving us ways that we can better ourselves with our employees and customers.
Good stuff. All right, thank you. One comment in general I would like to make. I make this comment a lot, so some of you might have already heard me say this at one point. But I think it's really important for students when they're looking for different companies that they might work with, different companies where they might begin their careers, that they find companies that are willing to invest in them. And that's what we've got here is a panel of companies that are going to be putting time in with you if you work there, if you're becoming a part of the team. Not every company does that, but that's the sign of a good company, a company that's willing to put time and money into helping you develop and do your best as a part of that team. So, uh, I'm glad we've got a panel full of those kinds of companies today. So, what are some of the biggest myths about working in a retail environment? So, selling retail. What might some of the big myths be related to your jobs and the way that you perform them? And turn it over to the
Yeah.
panel here.
I think somebody said something very similar to this earlier, is that you can't, here's the myth, you can't build a career, right, in retail, or it doesn't pay well. And that just isn't true. I mean, at enterprise, you can move up, to branch manager in 18 months, an area manager, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 figures plus, if you work hard. And it's one thing that's kept me around is the ability to move up and hold 7 different roles with the company. And that's one of the neatest things about enterprise is opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. And that myth is definitely something that is it's not accurate. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, so kind of to echo what I said during, what drew me into retail environment from the initial opening is it is regarding pay. So typically when you look at that from a retail perspective, there is a ton of um, negative association in regards to like lower wage and higher work. We're actually paid very fairly. From an internship perspective, our interns are paid fairly from typically they range between $20 to $26 an hour. Our MITs transition into assistant store managers. That's a very nice salary. And then from a store manager perspective, we have the potential to make up to 6 figures. So if you look at that, that's a very competitive pay. It's not necessarily pennies and dimes. You get opportunity to, like I said, have that financial growth. The other big misconception working in specifically a department store is all we do is clean out fitting rooms and run registers. We do way more than that. I promise you, there is a ton that goes behind the fact that we have both private brands as well as national brands. So we spend a lot of time digging through our reports, seeing how do we drive that sale, how do we set our stores up for success, how do we get the communication that comes from both our corporate departments as well as in stores, and the branding is getting out there to the customer so that when the customer comes into the store, they're able to see the same message. So I promise it's more than go ahead and swipe your coach charge. You'll see a lot from a management perspective and what we do in our buildings.
Good deal. All right, Steinhoffels.
I I don't think I'm going to say anything different than anyone else's. Is I truly believe that the stigma that comes with long hours and a lot of that being we're open on weekends and evenings and times that most people, the 9 to 5 workers don't typically work at. Um, and I believe that they think a lot of what we do in a retail environment is mindless work. And as all of you know, that's not true. And I think some of the things that that's wonderful about panels like these is it allows us to kind of get the word out at what we do and how we can help, and most importantly, that there is a career involved, and it is one that can fit your lifestyle, because there's a truly difference between, I have to work. Maybe you do have to work a weekend day, or maybe you do have to work an evening or two. You know what? But I've had several family units, all of a sudden you need a dentist appointment, you need a doctor appointment. You don't have to start taking special days off of work. You can go to the bank when you need to. You can go. I mean, there are so many things that are going on when, others, you're working Monday through Friday, you're off on the weekends, and everything's closed, at least the things that you wish to do. Professional, doctor, dentist, all those kinds of things. And so I think that there can be an upside to what we do. I think that most retailers have taken on, had taken on the myth of long hours. And I really believe that we've got that, to a point now where people are working normal 40-hour work weeks. And so if you can, which is better for you as you embark on your career, a customizable schedule to a retailer that's open 7 days a week. You get to pick your days off and you get to pick what you do. Or do you want to be, 9 to 5 every day so that you're rushing around, can't take phone calls, can't do the things that you actually need to do during the week? So I do believe that there's quite a few upsides. They're just, unfortunately, they don't get talked about a lot.
Okay, good points.
The only myth I can think of is possibly my own misconception of what retail is. I didn't think what I did was retail at all. I thought retail, because we don't have a storefront, people don't come to us, we go to them. I know you emailed me back that retail is anything that we work directly with the end consumer, which is what I do. So maybe that is a myth or misconception, but that's all I get.
Well, and that's the thing. We've got a variety of different companies involved here, and your firm, as some of these other companies have a storefront. I- i- when they're talking about the different flexible hours. I mean, for some people, they're like, well, I really want to work Monday through Friday, and that's kind of the only way that you guys do it. Is that correct?
No, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
um, we are
See,
eventually.
and that would have been my myth.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, it's definitely more structured when you're new and you're building your business. But actually, one of the reasons I'm still with the company, and there's a lot of working moms in the company that can run their business and just work 3 days a week, and we offer that flexibility as well. So there's definitely more structure at the beginning because you have to build your business from the ground up. But after that, once you've built and established yourself, our company is very flexible, which I love.
Well, there you go. Now I know a little more. Mary, if you'd like to take it away.
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to go along with what, Doug and Jim said too, is that there is a career in retail and we have products and services that customers need. And I go back to COVID, when COVID hit and the pandemic, we were considered essential as our painters were still in the field painting, and we did not close doors. We stayed open. We did not lay off our employees. We worked in the stores with doors closed, and we really shifted our mindset of how can we still work with our customers but not have the face to face and the personal touches. And so we've shifted a lot of our marketing for retail built on buy online. You drive up, we bring out to your vehicle. We learned a lot, and we're building on that muscle to be a better employer in listening to what our employees have said um, over that course of time as we're trying to get back to pre-COVID. So if you want to talk on salary and pay, that is a big motivator. We know that. We've really increased our hourly wage. We've given mini bonuses, you could say, throughout the year outside of your appraisal merit time. We've given extra pay for those that were working during some challenging times during COVID. We've even brought on flex time, where we try to do the blend of the work and life, of doctor's appointments and things that come up, sick children. We don't use our vacation time for that anymore. We give flex time. So you can use that anytime. You know, anyone that comes to me to say, I need to take time off here and it's flex time, we can't say no, and we never will say no. So we're really trying to be more open to that. I also look at our family, the families that are growing, as our organization has a lot of males where they had to take vacation time when their wife had their baby, and that was bonding time. So we implemented a 2-week paid time off that you don't have to take it all at that time. It can be a week now, or it has to just be used within that year of the birth of their child, for the father. And I think that's really important. And it's a challenge on my part because they're out of work, and I'm like, oh no, I do their work for them, but I'm so proud they're able to bond with their family. So we really come a long way to help our employees to be happy, to see that retail, there's a career, and retail is not going to hold them back from not being able to enjoy family time.
Good stuff. And one thing that I would tack on to some of the answers we had here, I mean, a lot of the discussion was about the timing of the work, right? Um, and you never know what kinds of things you're going to be interested in, what you'd want to pursue after you graduate college, what life might throw at you, right? It could be that there's you want to do some grad school or something like that, and the thing that's nice about a retail environment where you've got some of that flexibility is, what if you've got Monday, Wednesday classes? Well, if you're working in a retail environment, you can still end up, doing the full-time work, but setting up a schedule that takes takes into consideration what your personal needs are. So I think that's kind of a nice positive. Um, so what skills are you looking for when you make a hiring decision? What are the main duties of your management team? So what kind of things would a student expect that you would be looking for in that hiring process?
Yeah, there's a variety of competencies that we look for, with our employees, but I think some of the most important ones in this role is really, customer service aptitude. Having that experience and really being able to tell us a story about a time that you work with the public, a time that you went above and beyond, a time that you made a difference. As we all know, we're in retail. Working with the public is not always the easiest thing, and it's not for everybody. So customer service is probably is the most important thing to enterprise that, and taking good care of their employees. So that customer service aptitude is really vital. But also, we're looking for people obviously with good communication skills, persuasiveness. People that are persuasive. We're in a sales business that we want people that are persuasive. So we obviously look for a lot of things. I won't go through all of them. And did you say what are the main duties of the management team as well?
Yes, please.
Our management team is really, they're evaluated on some core areas of our business, right? The main duties is they're responsible for employee development. And this is very early on. They could become a branch manager again in 18 months, an assistant manager in 8 months. So they're responsible for employee development, managing a team of people. On an average branch probably has 5 to 10 employees, depending on the fleet size. But also they're responsible for growing the business, whether it's getting out and marketing, being aggressive, doing things like that, but also profitability. And then the number one is our customer service scores. We have a very unique way of measuring that, which is part of promotability at enterprise. So accountability is tied in with promotability. So that is it.
Good deal. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I would say with Kohl's, and I found it interesting that Doug said in terms of like, tell me about a time, because I think that that's what we will ask you during an interview conversation. So, while Doug looks for customer service and we still do the same thing, we're going to be the same way of asking you to tell us about a time that you led a team or led a team through a certain task or obstacle, and what did that look like? So for us, it's all about leaders. We're really looking to see, was it in a team atmosphere? Was it something that you did from a work perspective, or even something from a school perspective that you led or helped to grow a team? And even in terms of if something went awry, and how did you handle the situation, or how did you handle the situation under pressure, and what did you do in order to make sure that things went the correct way? And how do you take the lead on it, not necessarily going to someone else to have them resolve the situation, but what solution did you come up with? So we're looking for that. I think also we're looking for anything. I always say that busybodies do well in a retail environment when you can handle multiple things. So we definitely look to see, how many different organizations are you in? What else are you doing besides schoolwork? So are you out in the community? Are you working a job? What other things are you handling all at once? And if you are in school, what does your workload look like from a school schedule? How do you manage all of that? So I think anybody who's in, I say like the real world, but the business world does look at certain things of, how do you handle some of that? Because definitely in our lives, all of us have, families and friends and things like that, but then also trying to handle multiple different things at one time. I will say from a management perspective, right now I manage 16 stores, and my stores go anywhere from 6 million all the way up to $24 million in volume. So if you're looking for what the management team is in charge of within those buildings, first of all, they're in charge of that many millions of dollars worth of business. So that's a lot to have keys to a business that does, $20 million in a year. But then also they're in charge of anywhere roughly between 60 to 100 employees. So you're dealing with people's lives on a day-to-day basis, right? So how does that look? You're a conversation at a dinner table, I always say. So how do you want that conversation to go as you're leading people? And there could be people twice your age. There could be people, 2 times younger than you, whatever the case is. So definitely you are dealing with some diversity within the work environment, and how do you handle that as well? So management team, I think our bottom line is to drive sales is really what we look at. Obviously, that's what we're here for, but we have a lot of different metrics in order to drive those sales. One being customer service, other things being, people engagement in general. So definitely go after those certain aspects within every single store.
All right, good stuff.
So for the skills you're looking for when you make a hiring decision, just not just focusing on management, but sales, we hire for a lot of different positions. But really in the sales and leadership, some of you talked about past experience, or how do you take that past experience and how would it apply to Steinhoffels, or how does the person fit, are all things that are important. But I think the thing that I really look for when I'm interviewing someone is the ability to communicate naturally. All the retailers, all the companies, that participate in this have a purpose, and they have a plan and a process for doing it. And that all those can be taught. We've got a sales process we can teach you. We can put you through our management integration and teach you all that. But you can't teach comfortable when you're dealing with people, either customers, on the front line, or dealing with employees, on all the different situations that people have brought up. So when I'm sitting down with someone and sitting across the table or sitting on a Zoom call or something, I really looked at, can they just communicate and have a good conversation with you? I think is really the most important thing. And then the rest of the things fall in behind that. As far as like our leadership teams and stuff, just to keep it short, everyone touched on some great things, but I think you really have to drive the culture, in your building. I think the next thing is, it's important to drive our sales team to achieve our company goals, being the size company that we are and stuff. And then most importantly is to develop and identify future leaders, and for our leadership team, you're working with backroom, you're working with display, you're working with, mostly sales associates in the building, and different managers. And we're a growing company, and we've got positions in all different departments. And, because you get well-rounded maybe on the retail side, makes you really good fit for a position maybe in our distribution center, because you really understand what the customer is going through, or a good fit in our merchandising department, because again, you understand what's happening on the retail side. And with the size company we are, we can do that. So I think that's, those are the three things: the culture, driving sales to achieve the company goals, and then identifying those future leaders and help develop them.
Good stuff. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I know some things that we look for examples of through our interview process are examples of your work ethic, coachability, integrity, and ambition, sorry. It's just integrity is super important for us. We have to be able to trust you're doing the right thing for the company and your clients and so on. We are very team focused too in our offices. And then of course, it's definitely a lot of hard work to build your business from the ground up. So we definitely have to find people that are willing to hit the ground running with that work ethic and ambition to kind of build their business from the ground up. And then when it comes to management team, so we have a store leader in every one of our offices. And then other than that, there's individual like direct leaders as well. So we don't have like a specific management team other than that in every office. But some things that they do, like direct leaders are responsible for taking care of your people on their team. So we really help them constant, answering questions they may have, helping them with client issues as they first, are learning through them, helping them with like mindset and goals and attaching themselves to something. We're very big on like goal setting and affirmations and so on. So we of course can't make goals for people, but we help them kind of discover what they can attach themselves to kind of help them reach their goals. And then when it comes to a store leader, they definitely work on like team camaraderie, like building together. There's definitely team incentives, like office incentives that happen every once in a while. And then just to make sure the store is profitable, that we're not spending an excess of money on like alterations and so on, just to make sure we're not missing the boat on any kind of training for individuals. But
Good deal. Thank you very much.
I think just
Oh.
everything everyone said, it all connects, right? Yeah, we look for, communication. Do you communicate well? Do you make decisions? Like how and when did you have to make a decision? Was it good or bad in your eyes? And why? We want people, and I know this may sound crazy, we want people to reach out and make a mistake. We want you to not do the same mistake again, but that's really how you learn. And we're there to help and catch you, if you fall. We also look for people that are relocatable. Our organization is growing in many states and many cities to reach out for the DIY and the wholesale customer. And anytime we add a new store, we add, 3 managers. We add the assistant manager, the manager, and the sales rep who's managing the outside world. So we continue look to grow. We're not stopping, and we are going to always add new managers and roles. So relocation is huge for us, dialing into the candidate's goals and where they want to go. Where do they look to see themselves in 2 to 3 years? And how can we meet that need, that expectation? If we can meet that, if we can't, then we look to ways that we can, which leads into what we do with our individuals in stay interviews and leadership development trainings that you feel you need to advance your career. So that's the leadership piece that I look at, and being adaptable and being an active learner in your role. Team collaboration and with leadership is huge in our organization. Our district, if you say, just take Madison, we're very spread out. We're 5 hours from, the Stevens Point market. Then you come down to Madison and Rockford. So our geography is very wide and open. So we have pod leaders and pocket sessions with trainings. We do virtual sessions. We do face-to-face sessions. We get our vendors in to help coach us on the new products and tools and how do we sell that to our customers. But they're the voice. They're the ones that tell us what we need. If it's a skill drill, a training session, So we're really looking for ideas from our team, brainstorming. And I always say, bring me the crazy. Just bring me as the crazy that you feel we need, and then we will bring it back to reality of what we can do within our organization. So the active learning piece is what I've been really starting to focus on more. Is our, be a student of your job, and how will that is that compatible with what we have with our customers' needs? We're not here in business if our customers don't see value. So we're really taking the outside in approach and getting in our customers' world to better ourselves.
Okay, good stuff. Well, and so a lot of what we heard there was, I think, valuing those people that would be joining our organizations, right? So, in other words, when you guys are bringing new people on, giving them an opportunity to kind of show what they can do. I like the idea of bring on the crazy. Uh, that if somebody's got ideas, bring them forward, and we'll see how we might be able to work with them. Some ideas maybe you can't do anything with, but it's worth it to explore and consider how we might evolve. I mean, with one thing with retail, right? There's always going to be something that's changing. There's always going to be some element of it where we're going to need to adapt the business and learn what we can do to make the business better. And so bringing in those new ideas becomes important. Well, this panel's been going so nice and smoothly. Uh, with our pre with our list of questions that we already had. So I thought I would bring in a question we got from the YouTube channel that we've got out there right now. So we have a question regarding social media marketing involvement in retail. So customer marketing management and CRM analytical skills. So how do your positions connect to some of the needs that might be related to social media or um, CRM? So, like managing customer relationship management stuff, bringing in customer data, using customer data, um, or anything where you're kind of uh, using digital means to kind of connect to customers. I know that's kind of a little bit different from some of the questions we've been asking, but I thought I'd throw that out to the panel since we got that from the YouTube channel. So, Doug, if anything related to like social media marketing, how does that integrate with some of the jobs that for your hires?
Yeah, we do quite a bit of social media. Most of it's handled through our corporate headquarters in St. Louis, but on a local level here in Wisconsin, we have different social media pages with, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram. We do all of that. We advertise our opportunities. We talk a lot about our culture. We share a lot of stuff on our Instagram page. We have a lot of followers, and we want people to know it's a lot more than just renting cars. We want to talk about how important different volunteering activities in the community, or diversity events, or career fairs. We want people to get a true indication of what it's like to work at an enterprise, and we realize how important social media is. Everyone's on it, and it's something that you have to stay up on. So that's how we do it.
Good deal.
All right. So for us, there's a couple different ways that we do it. One of the things to kind of echo Doug here is that we do lean into that social media platform. So everyone right now is on TikTok. If you've been on your For You page recently, you've seen a ton of Kohl's influencers in regards to like our Black History Month and some of the merchandise that we're currently selling. We understand that our customers are going to shop us from, various age levels. So they're going to be either just getting started in a retail career, or just getting started in a career, or developing a family relationship, or they've been shopping us for the 60 years that we've been around. So we attract it from every environment. Also, if you look at from like an Instagram perspective, We talked about our private brand. So Lauren Conrad has a huge following. She also has a brand within our Kohl's stores. So most recently, over this past holiday, the Lauren Conrad leggings went viral, and everyone was excited about it, right? So how do we lean into that? So if you look at the Kohl's.com website, there actually was on our landing page. When you come into our store, from a marketing perspective, we have 20 by 24 graphics that's going to be on that fixture that calls out those Lauren Conrad leggings. So we understand, how do we take one thing and kind of amplify it? At Kohl's, we're really going after simplicity. So having our customers be able to kind of see that consistent message. So even from our commercials that we have right now, for example, huge clearance event for the month of February, we're taking an additional 30% off all of our clearance in store right now. So as you walk into the store, overhead banners over the doors right away scream clearance. You walk into the store, we have, again, those 20 by 24s that scream that same consistent message. So that's how we lean into it from a Kohl's perspective.
Good stuff. I like that way you put it, that amplifying the message. That fits nicely. Steinhoffels.
I would tell you that we do it a little different. Being a smaller company, like I told you, we still kind of have our family values, and our corporate office is very small. We do have a person in the office who does handle our social media. And so as advertisements come out and as we change different messages, we definitely want to get the word out. And anybody who's been in retail for 10 years plus, I mean, it used to be like, oh, everybody needs to wait for the Sunday paper. And since, that's pretty much dead. Now we do use the social media. So we have a girl who does that. Danny will send out any projects that we're working on, and because being a smaller company, we can take these isolated and individual markets and kind of curtail and do that. But I think what we've done different to get our message out is our stores are, I mean, on average, are 100,000 square feet. So we have several salespeople going throughout, and anytime that you're selling, I mean, when we sell furniture, our product in general is for all different age groups. And so that we're going to have a lot of diversity coming into the store. At the same time, you want, I mean, for your hiring practices, you want a diverse sales force so that they in turn can match up with the people that are coming in. That being said, we've really started different campaigns, rewards, challenges, contests, different things like that to get our staff to start utilizing their social media. And so now we're appealing to different markets, different people, different groups, different that we never thought we would reach. And so you'll hear different things like that. I'll go back to earlier, Doug had mentioned something about surveys. Well, we do surveys too, and I know a lot of people do. The reason I bring it up is I had a survey that was sent to me within the last 3 days, and it talked about how their sales professional had utilized social media and they had got it from a friend of theirs. And they wanted to appeal to us to allow her to continue because she was the most awesome person they have ever dealt with when it came to making a purchase from a salesperson. And I thought that was very unique that just the social media aspect of her presentation was not only recognized, but above and beyond complimented. And so I think that the individuality that we've actually established, getting people out there, getting like to these different places, different people, different markets, different segments, different age groups, different, and I think that's been one of our biggest assets as we move forward in the digital world.
Good stuff. All right. Thank you.
All right. I think Robbie said something about CRM outreach as well, was in the question.
Yeah. How that might fit in with the work that you guys do.
Yeah.
So customer relationship management and the analytics one might use, or just looking at that kind of data.
Yeah. So we have like a CRM and a platform as well called Outreach. So as you're prospecting and adding new people into the pipeline, you can actually put them into sequences where they then send out emails. So it's a lot more outreach with a lot less time from us, which is really, really nice. When it comes to social media, we actually as a company do not pay to advertise, and we never have. So in the recent years, we've actually been much more strong on social media through Instagram. We actually have a Tom James Careers Instagram where a lot of people that are interested in the opportunity can kind of go to. There's a lot of really nice videos our companies put out. And then we have a company Instagram as well for potential clients. With that being said, if you're not good at social media, we also partner with a platform called Sprinkler, where our company creates multiple posts throughout the week that I can just open the app, see what was created for everyone in the company. I can decide to post it on my LinkedIn if I would like to, or change it if I want to. And I'm not great at social media, so I love using our Sprinkler app to kind of get out there on my LinkedIn. Other people in our company, if you want to look up some people within Tom James, have amazing LinkedIns and amazing Instagrams of like pictures and videos of their clients, and they're tagging people. So we definitely have a little bit of creative leeway where you can kind of market yourself in the kind of way that you want to market and kind of reach out to your clients.
Good to know. That's fascinating stuff. All right, Mary.
Yeah, so I'm going to also echo what some other team members mentioned here. LinkedIn, Pinterest, a lot of our customers gravitate to color. And so a lot of our advertising is really to bring that DIY customer in, because at the end of the day, they're going to be refreshing their home or painting their home, and they're going to need a painter. So we do a lot of marketing, advertising through Facebook, and blasts about color of the month and where has that color been used. We've gone through working with Pier 1 imports online with colors of rooms that they've done and put their merchandise in with our colors. Pottery Barn is huge for us right now as well, and Pottery Barn Kids. So we also have a lot of influencers in the color and design world where we always look for the textiles, what's happening in textiles to bring color to life on your wall. So we work with a lot of designers, commercial designers, and DIY retail designers to help us with color. I just want to touch on the wholesale side, because that's in the sales side that we like to use our lead generation program as a search engine for us while we're in the field, or if we are working in the store, on customers to call. And it reports back to us, hey, we haven't seen this customer in a week, maybe reach out. Their buying habits have changed. Maybe they need a phone call to understand, hey, we haven't seen you in our store in a while. So it really lets us connect with that wholesale contractor to say, hey, we haven't seen you. Sales are declining. Like, it's a trigger for us to find out those that maybe broke up with us, as I say, or they're the silent walkers. It also lets us know their value of job worth outside of Sherwin-Williams, which is really interesting. So it pulls a lot of data together for us of every customer we have within our database. And that's used at the store level and also outside in the field, at my level, and also with my sales reps, my feet on the street. We use Salesforce as an engine as well within some other entities within Sherwin-Williams. But we're really all about advertising in color, and then how do we get that into our paint coatings and the upgrades and the premium products for the painter to use that to make that shopping experience go really well. So
Good stuff. Good stuff. It's interesting to hear how these different things fit in with your different firms. So, and I'm gonna ask Pavan, do we have time for one more question, or I think we're getting close, but
Yeah, I think we only have about 5 minutes left, so maybe some 30-second closing comment, advice for our students.
there you go. I like it.
Great. We can
Doug, if you
start
want to kick
with
us
Doug.
off.
Sorry,
Bryce.
sorry, I was on mute. I would continue to network, and get to know all these companies. There's so many great companies out there, and Whitewater does it right. And the companies that you can meet and continue to meet people, you're only going to continue to build on your skills. And so take advantage of all these opportunities that Whitewater has for you through these programs. They're an amazing asset for you in your future, and in whatever you decide to do. So, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Doug kind of stole mine, but I will say, I think right now you guys are trying to decide a career not based upon the right now, but your entire life. So I would say keep that in mind as you go forward with some of these things. Retail is, like we said, like nights and weekends. I think Steinhoffel said it best. Like, it may not fit what you think is your exact image of what you want right now, because if you work a Saturday, that's giving up the entire world maybe right now. But come when you have children, and having a Thursday off during the week so your kids don't have to go to daycare every day is kind of a nice thing. Also nice for your budget, and also nice for you as a mom. So I would say, as you look for careers, make sure that you look at your entire lifespan. If I didn't think about that then, and went with my first choice, I would be dancing right now, and probably not dancing because I'd probably be too old to dance. So I'm glad that I chose the career I chose, looking at I was going to be a mom. I was going to get married. I was going to have a house. I was going to have some life goals I want to accomplish. So keep those in mind when looking at a career as well, of what would fit best upon your personal goals as well as your career goals.
Good stuff.
I think I would, a lot of the people that are listening to us in our discussion are not seniors. And so if I was going to give any advice
True.
at all, it would be that this is an internship. This is not a career job to start with, or at least. And all the companies represented here, I think, have the ability to give you a lesson in what it is that you will experience when you begin your career. And so you have some time to make some decisions. And so although you have 5 good companies represented on your panel, they all do something just a little bit different. And the most important thing that you can do as you go forward is figure out which one is going to be for you, what it is that you really want out of a career. And once you can figure that out, I think you'll be good. If I was to give my plug for Steinhoffels, I would tell you our internship program specifically gives you a job. We don't, put you behind a desk. You don't stand next to someone. You don't get coffee for the people in the meeting. Primarily, you will have a job. You will learn exactly what we do, and you will learn how we do it. And so at the end of it, I think people can walk away and actually make a decision if we are what they are looking for or not, or at the very least go, that was really good, but I'm looking for more of this. And then by having the diversity that you have on your panel allows them to take some options forward, or at the very least, take some time and discuss with you guys and counselors and their instructors as to what is available. Here's what I've discovered about myself. Here's what I've discovered about my career goals. It is, I can't emphasize enough how important you can change your goals. I mean, there are people that are in a career field for 10, 15, 20 years, and they decide to change what it is that they're doing. You're never stuck. Don't ever be afraid to take a step forward.
There you go. Yeah, I think it's very important for students to explore while they're in college, and get as clear a sense as they can before they graduate of, what direction they might want to take. And keep in mind, as you stated, that goals can evolve over time as we learn a little more ourselves what we really want to do. Okay.
I'm not sure if all the students that are listening in are in AMA and or PSE, but I think getting involved and staying involved in college is super important. And you guys have so many opportunities in Whitewater to do that. I know someone mentioned earlier networking. It's so funny how later in your career, people come around that you knew in college. Like, networking is so important. And just find what you like. And get involved in things that you enjoy to meet like-minded people and kind of learn, and really, really think about what you want your career long-term to look like. And then in closing, again, yeah, thank you for this. If anyone wants any more information, feel free to reach out or connect on LinkedIn, and be happy to talk with you.
Sounds good. All right, Mary?
Yeah, I really like, Jim, what you had stated. It's interesting. I am meeting with a student who is an engineer and going to graduate from engineering. but he likes sales. And I've done that before where I've looked at other individuals that are in a different school other than business to do an internship, and I take the chance. If sales and marketing is kind of something they want to explore, we do take that chance with students in that internship phase. So just know your options are always there. Talk to anyone and everyone. Get on campus. Ask your professors, hey, what company should I be talking to? Who should I look at? Many career fairs, when I'm there, the professors are walking students up to me, even if they're not in sales marketing in the School of Business. I just think that's really important to stay connected, work with your professors even outside of the kind of the road you're going down. Your path will always change, as Jim stated, and don't be afraid to make that change or try something different. We at Sherwin-Williams are willing to take that on. So thank you for your time. And here again, you have my information if you want to reach out to me as well. And we're always on campus. We're doing sales competitions all the time. There's many different team members there within Sherwin that you can always reach out to. So thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you, panel. I think we're a couple of minutes beyond the time, so I don't want to hold the students with their other appointments. So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for taking the time. And students,
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
please please scan this QR code to enter your information to register your attendance, and
This is how you get extra credit.
Yep.
So,
Hang in there for a minute after you do this. There's a couple of important announcements from AMA and PSC to come after this in the next couple of slides. Thank you so much, partners. I know, this is very valuable information for our students, and taking time away from work is hard, but so thank you so much.
this is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much to everybody on the panel. We really appreciate it. And so we've got the QR code there. Just a quick shout out for PSE, for the PSE folks. I just wanted to mention we've got initiation coming up this Saturday. So Saturday morning, coffee and donuts, very exciting. And I hope everybody who's getting initiated is working on the creed and preparing for that. Additionally, that I'm so excited about where things are going with our sales of the community discount card, that we've been able to work with those businesses and develop that card, and that we're out there selling that now. I I made the card pay for itself essentially just by going to Sweet Spot yesterday. So that was pretty good for me. So keep selling that card, and I look forward to seeing people on Saturday morning. Guess I'll pass it off to the AMA folks if they've got some final announcements.
Avery?
Yeah, if you want to hit the next slide for me.
By the way, students, I posted the link for registering for the attendance in the chat also. So if you miss scanning it, look for it in the YouTube chat. Go ahead, Avery.
So this is up every week, but if you guys have been attending meetings regularly and looking to hold a directorship, you need to have a directorship before you can become a board member. So scan that QR code and someone will reach out to you.
Avery, let's be clear here. This QR code is not for attendance. This QR code that you're seeing on the screen right now is for the directorships.
Yes.
Yep. Sorry, go ahead, Avery.
Nope, that's all I had to say about this one. It's been up every week so far, so I'm assuming everyone that's wanted it has gotten it already. And then just our weekly schedule for anyone that is new or interested in attending one of our meetings. But that's it from the AMA side of things. So thank you everybody for coming, and thank you to our sponsors for being great panel members today.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, this was great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, students, for participating. And we'll see you in class. And if QR code, I'll put it up again if anybody missed it. Here's the QR code again. All right, Rob. Thank you. See you later.
Sounds good. Take care.